I wasn't sure if I was going to vlog any of this, but it's sort of photogrammetry related, so let's grab this camera and walk over here. I want to do some scanning. I have this big box of papers that need scanned. I had a larger scanning project to scan books, but books are more complicated. And really, I have all of the stuff that I need, I think, to at least slowly start scanning some paper stuff, just sanity check that the quality will turn out. Lighting wise, we have this nice big softbox. I need to go find my glass that I bought for the book scanning stuff. I don't know if that's going to be easy to find. I don't think it's in this box. I think this is just 2020 extrusion. It says book scanner on the box. Let me pull this. Okay, I think stuff is in here. It's at the very bottom. Here's the glass I was looking for. Now everything else goes back. Let's see if I can do anything that's worth actually using. Nice camera. Like this, shooting down. Ideally centered in the softbox. Oh, is that threaded? Yes. Okay, this is easy. Hooray. So yeah, let me move. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. So I'll just let that hang. That's fine. I just wanted it slightly higher. Now this needs to be in its inch. It's probably one that I put away. Yeah, I don't have the wrench I need out. I'll go grab it. Take this one. Good. Here. Because I'm doing it with the heavy lens on. We'll have some place that's easy to mount from. I guess we don't have the ideal place, so it's going to be offset a little bit. I need to put a thing on this for the camera. Maybe I'll take the one from the other arm, get it off. Yeah. Just that. Wait. This is too wide. This base plate sucks. I have a normal plate on the side. We can use that. So, like this? Something like that. Not quite sure which way, but this is probably the wrong lens. I'll probably put the zoom lens on it. Or maybe the 35. I guess I can put the zoom on it to figure out. See? I'll probably go video mode. Actually, make sure in manual, this is a photography. That looks better. Okay, now we need a subject. That's a subject. Here, let me communicate to myself that this is the aspect ratio we're doing by rotating this paper. The idea is basically I place down a thing, and then I place down a sheet of glass that needs clean first. To clean this glass. They set on something still relatively the other side. Most of these documents, the level of effort here is totally overboard, but it's really practice for me or when I do photography of art and stuff where I do want it to be archival. It's been crossing. It's a little streaky, but I don't know even nowadays. I'm just curious if it's possible to get it a little cleaner. Let's see. Again, does not actually matter for what we're scanning today. I could be using my printer's scanner and it would be fine. The idea is flatten the thing. For a single sheet of paper, I think a single sheet of glass is probably sufficient to flatten it. If it's really crumpled, I might need to wave the edges or something, but for this, that's clearly fine. Now we do have the problem of, we do have flash issues. Sorry, not flash, a reflection. Here, let me show you. Okay, so the problem is, now there's a big shine, right? It's definitely a hack, but I think it's a hack that makes sense given today's constraints. What we want to do here is, okay, I'm going to shift this over here, and then I'm going to rotate this. There's still the shine and from the reflection of the room, so that might be a deal breaker still, but we can at least shift our position around. And so in theory, we can probably get it to sit on something darker and make our jobs a little easier. So let's try to do that. I did earlier today install these drapes, which aren't as thick as I would like, but we'll see if it's all helpful. So in that case, I would actually have to be shooting the other direction. That's gonna be so much better. So much better. We can definitely get a lot better by moving this around, so it's already way darker than it was. The problem is that the ceiling is a big reflector, and I don't have a way to prevent reflections for this big light source. I want to use this light source instead of my flash, mostly because that opens up the ability to go much faster and not be constrained by overheating and all sorts of stuff. It should be a sufficiently good light source. I need to control the lighting. If I had better draping, it would probably be fine. So maybe I'll go and play with some more black fabric for a bit. Wait, what am I saying? You have a black background. It's right there. Okay. I do need this to be the other way around. And that means I need more reach than I have. I don't actually want the camera where I put it. That happens sometimes. So let's go and put the camera back on the other area. Now we can get the shot we need. Something like that. Little unbalanced. I have a part for this. This goes on. There we go. So move this into position. It can hang off, so we should center the stuff on this. Also, we'll want to pull out this. You're gonna put this piece of glass. This can get slid into position. Or that's the USB-C. I'm saying, oh, it's because it's the unlabeled. Or it's just for charging. I don't want it to be more intense of an angle than it has to be. You are going to sacrifice some quality to this sort of distortion. My take is that it's going to be probably worth it if you do it right. And I think 45 degrees is basically optimal. Feels a little hunched in. This is at 28. It's a lot of distortion to be doing. Ideally, I guess I want to be further back. I think like my position is generally correct, but this axis needs to slide. Let's see if I can manage that. It might help if I move the backdrop closer. I think it helped a little bit. I think it just needs to all be tilted higher, you know? Oh, just as the half of light on the ceiling, monitors in the shot, that's silly. What if we just like really shift this? That's good enough for that. That's definitely not the biggest issue now. Yeah, get out of the reflection. That's not gonna. Don't have a Polaroid, so I can see if that helps too with reflections. It's killing something. There's a lot of other light sources, so let's start killing lights. Okay, all house lighting is off. We just have it's like stage lighting besides like my monitors, but I can crank the intensity up and it's not gonna matter at all. I should do that now. There we go. Maybe I do just want to shoot wide. Well, I don't, but the wide lens is the like most expensive one I own, and so it's the nicest lens I own. And so even if I have to crop in by 50%, that sometimes is still going to give you a better outcome, which is kind of insane. This nice big glass. Get the thingy on that. Here. It's already on there. I like having the toolbars on here most of the time. It's more control. So to leave it on for now. I'm gonna just throw some stickers on it while I'm here, just because I think it'll make life easier in the future. Might not be necessary. I wonder if I can get away with doing that. I think with that, I can put this away. This over here, put this over here, put this over here, and put this on here. Very good. Oh, and then this is this on? Okay, this is on. Looks fine. I think it could get a little closer. One thing though is I should be using a remote shutter to like trigger this, so I should like go grab a remote shutter. Okay, I found part of it. This is here. Well, we're gonna have to improvise. Wait, there exists such a thing as a time shutter. It's fine. Drive self-timer, second self-timer. Okay. I would like this camera closer. We can get it a little closer. Yeah, it's better than it was. Also, on the side, in the printing, let's take some photos. I don't want automatic stuff. Manual ISO. See how hard I can push my stop and shit. Like, surely that's gonna be blurry. I see like a sharpness mount or something. So I'm gonna let's take a photo and see is it going? I don't know if I engaged the shutter fully. Oh, I did. Okay. Hooray. Oh, it does get a little blurry. Cool. It do be a little blurry. Okay. So we do need to turn the F up a little. I know 11 is a value that will work, so I'll go with 11 and then we'll adjust. Think I want to do maybe 2500. Looks correctish. That's nice and sharp. That looks perfect, honestly. Yeah, I mean, hard to have a complaint with that. I probably should have a color checker here. Where can I fit it in the frame? Right there. Okay, beautiful. Right. Focus. I've gotten this set up now for some scanning. Subject goes under the glass. We have tracking dots, which we can use for undistorting. We have fiducial markers, which we can use for undistorting and knowing exactly where stuff is. We have our color checker, which we can use to set our white balance and all of that jazz. The camera is here, hanging on a whole bunch of rigging stuff, using the wide angles. So if we go and look at the monitor, we can see, again, pretty suboptimal in terms of pixels turning into the final output from the thing you're scanning, but it's a lot of megapixels or whatever. These are good cameras. It's a full frame sensor and a nice prime lens. You can punch in pretty far, and so that means I can basically have a bunch of context around to allow us to automatically calibrate stuff. At least that's sort of the theory. Because we're at an angle, we don't get any reflections from the glass. We're getting some smudges because I don't have it 100% clean, but it's really fine. I don't think that's a big issue. I'll just scan some more stuff, and then we'll see how the results go. So unlike the Focus scanner, there's no fancy stuff to make this easier. Also, lots of private documents, so most of this, is actually going to be cut now that I think about it. I think we sort of gotten the idea.